Okay kan.
This is the American Corner Podcast.
Jadi podcast ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh The American Corner Sabah by the US Embassy KL in collaboration with Sabah State Library, Tanjung Aru.
At American Corner Sabah, we are bridging cultures between Sabah and the United States, fostering education, sustainability, and a shared future in a safe and welcoming space. It is a corner where diverse cultures come together, knowledge expands, and communities unite to create a greener and more connected world. So, whether you're looking to learn, collaborate, or simply explore, this is the place where everyone is welcome.
Untuk mengetahui lebih lanjut lagi, bolehlah follow di ac.sabah di Instagram dan juga TikTok, dan American Corner Sabah on Facebook dan juga YouTube. So kita pangkis beramai-ramai.
Bodine, tell him, what are we going to do? You going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop.
407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation. She's remembered.
From the beauty of Kinabalu to the white sands of Menayau, this is the American Corner Podcast.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi people. Saya Richado.
Saya Kenny.
American Corner Podcast sekarang dikenali sebagai American Corner Sabah.
Yes.
Yang mana kamu boleh datang di tingkat 2 di Sabah State Library Tanjung Aru ini dan mempelajari dan gunakan space-space yang sangat kondusif dan penuh dengan maklumat dari segi ICT, dari segi teknologi dan macam-macam lagi lah. Dan
betul, boleh masuk pergi bahagian Fab and Design Zone ini. Bukan saja kamu boleh menggunakan 3D printer, laser cutter semua. Rupanya di shelf dirang ada banyak robotics punya item juga, and also a lot of those many interesting toys. So hot glue gun pun ada semua. I'm just reading off the shelves, by the way. So you can come in here and as a group, as a family, and have fun.
Bring your probably teachers yang mau bawa boleh dorang pergi sini pun boleh. You can do that also.
Lawatan.
So tingkat 2 di Tanjung Aru. So kita mau promote. Dan juga kami ni ada podcast kami di second season sudah sebenarnya. Bolehlah tengok di YouTube American Corner Sabah punya podcast. Dan some of the episode was actually yang kami punya slot lah ada keluar di Kinabalu podcast as well. So hari ni aku mau cerita pasal the broadcasting punya industry, which is kita ni podcasting tapi sebenarnya dia dalam industry broadcast juga, because we broadcast this sometimes online, sometimes live, sometimes and offline online because like now the technology macam podcast kau boleh dengar di mana-mana saja, di Spotify, di YouTube, dan kau boleh replay, kau boleh download, you can just have it di masa flight, kau boleh download sedia. Tiada lain pun. Correct. So bagi aku the broadcast team sangat-sangat besar dan makin maju, makin modern, makin banyak teknologi yang membantu kepada industri ini.
Betul.
So hari ni I am very honored actually. Aku kenal dia ni 2000 lama, 2000 punya, early 2000 whereabout kami stumble upon music production di studio. Diorang pun you know kalau buat music ni kan, kau akan setia lama di studio sampai pagi. So to get the right beat, to get the right recordings, to get the right tracks and everything. So I happen to know that my circles of friends yang memang semua awesome lah. So ngam-ngam that time saya dengar, saya berjumpa dengan this Kinabalu Kings lah. This is kalau orang Sabah nak kenal Kinabalu Kings, dia orang the OGs of hip-hop punya group di sini ataupun rapper di Sabah ni. They should really do their study lah, because they are one of the OGs yang started the hip-hop scene di sini.
Pioneers.
And I still remember them very sangat, semua kawan kepada band Gazi. Kita ada I mean the late Special K ataupun Keith, which is very close to me juga. Masa saya belajar di Keningau, kami chill and everything juga. He bought my studio. Saya set up di bilik dia di Liliawan. I was baru-baru ni, it was 2 weeks ago. So
2 weeks
we lost
ago.
a good friend, good buddy. Dia akan hantar pergi belajar di US. Dia balik, dia bawa DJ, dia bawa the kit,
the turntable.
The turntable dia. He's one of the first ever yang buat the turntabling di Sabah ni. So we want to welcome a member of Kinabalu Kings and also a famous TV presenter, DJ, I don't know, the host of Nuk Ngadau, I mean the Kamatan every year. Please welcome to the studio, Constantine Anthony.
Thank you so much for rolling out the red carpet for me. Can I walk?
Yeah.
On the red
Walk,
carpet
sure.
Thank you.
Man.
So am I supposed to head towards the guest table, the VVIP table?
Ya. Kau tengok suara dia, Ken.
Wih.
Aku sebenarnya sajok sikit lah sebab
Come on,
dia.
chill, fellas.
Kau pikir saya terus pakai jaket?
So let me just a little bit if I think if I got it right lah. He started with the Sabah VFM last time di sini. So dia sangat bagus. Dia ambil di KL. So dia pergi what called the macam ni.
Trax FM.
Trax FM, yes, Trax FM. Been years there.
Yep.
Trax FM. Takkan kau dengar ngomong Johnny Black. Lepas Trax FM, ya kau dengar ni tiap-tiap hari dia ni.
Oh my god.
And also di TV saya pun terkejut tu. Tiba-tiba Constant suruh baca berita di TV. The English punya TV dia yang baca.
Yes.
It's Constant, man.
I know. So saya, ni orang bukan di TV kayak ni.
Nah, see. But a lot of people probably don't know yang kau actually orang Sabah. Orang Sabah.
Yeah.
And despite all of that, saya tahu dia boleh rap juga. And he's very, very good. Dia punya writing is very good. For me, it's like one of the top notch lah kalau dia orang write. Dia co-produce Tama punya last time, the beats and everything.
Goodness.
It was so good. So I got it right lah, betul lah.
You got it right, man. and try imagine way before when I first started radio, it was known as Radio Malaysia Sabah.
Okay.
This was like a transition between because the English broadcast before was known as the Blue Network.
Yes. Blue
right?
Network, right.
Then after that, suddenly they called it Radio Malaysia Sabah English Broadcast before they rebranded and named our station what it is today, Sabah VFM, which shares multiple local languages, English and even
the local
our Hakka Chinese.
Yeah, and Bajau, Dusun,
Yeah.
Sampai I was on the transition juga. I do remember Blue Network last time.
Blue Network dulu kena panggil.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because dia orang mungkin kasih diverse lah. Mungkin the V tu bukan saja untuk English, ada juga untuk yang lain. Which is the
V for
sampai
variety.
sekarang.
V for variety kali.
I think so. Yeah.
It was.
It is.
V for variety. Yeah.
Right. I got it.
Constantine Anthony. Oh man, so lama dah jumpa. Saya I think I do remember contact you through time juga, macam mau collaborate with Prep atau mau kasih masuk all the time. And I do I did spoke to them, my team, that I want to call this dude one day mesti mau bawa dia masuk.
Few times sudah dia.
Yeah. So
thank you.
So what is up with you now, man?
Yeah.
What is up with me? Gosh.
Are you still newscasting? Are you still?
Well, my last news broadcast was sometime in October last year.
Okay.
Then I decided to take a break because prior to continuing on reading that time, I was involved in the production of the Sukma 2024 in Kuching.
Okay.
Right.
Where we spent about roughly 10 days. I was the host.
Okay.
With another host as well from Kuala Lumpur, and it was beautiful. It was a combination of all there is Malaysia has to offer, and that would be to have Peninsula Malaysia. We have Sarawak, we have Sabah, and of course I was the guy who was representing Sabah. So it was fun. It was a mixture of everything. I mean, exactly what we're trying to achieve right here on the radio show. I mean, this podcast show. Sorry,
all right.
I'm so old school. I'm stuck with the word radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
asking me whether I'm still newscasting at the moment, taking a break because there's so many things happening right now. In fact, you even mentioned that radio has evolved into something else. Podcasting, it is real time broadcasting. You can just be in a taxi in a Grab. See, I'm still stuck with taxi, right? It's supposed to be Grab now. So
it's all good, man.
So it's you can even broadcast from your
your TikTok or whatever, your phone,
e-taxi, right? And it's ridiculous. So so I'm trying to keep up. Okay, age is catching up, but the spirit is still there. It's still burning.
The Johnny's still black.
Yeah. The Johnny is still black, blacker than ever. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. So you're taking a break, but you've been into the. Let's talk about the DJ dulu. You were radio DJ last time. For how long did you work before you go for TV?
Wow. Okay, let's try to have a recap. Now, back in 1999, I think this was right after college. I took a 1-year break from everything and just was doing what young people would do.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just so happened one evening I had the radio on and they had this audition call.
Okay.
And I decided, hey, why not? Let's give it a try. Since all this time I've been into radio stations from overseas. Back then we didn't have internet.
Yeah.
So what I did was I used to get friends from overseas sending in tapes.
Okay.
You mentioned Keith, Special K.
Yeah.
He used to send in all these recordings from the United States. I had another guy sending in recordings of radio shows from LA.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? I mean, all these KISS FMs, all the Power 105 point whatever, I can't remember. All the music then, it came to me.
Okay.
And what fascinated me about the whole presentation was not just the music, but also the interval. I call it.
All right.
The interval of someone speaking so fast.
Okay.
And just dropping every word on beat.
Articulately.
Yeah. And of course, ending it nicely just before the vocals of Whitney Houston comes in.
Wow.
That's what I call the DJ lah.
Exactly.
All right.
So I was into that. So in 99, I somehow successfully managed to get roped in. I was, they call it a part-time radio announcer. And I did my weekend gigs, and this later led me to do night DJing as well in bars. I wouldn't say clubs because we don't have like huge clubs back
last
then.
time,
It would
Only
be
bars.
bars like chill out bars and whatnot, karaoke bars, and it was a good combination for me then.
Okay.
And of course, it slowly developed into me getting selected to start my hosting career. I was brought over to Brunei, Sarawak, in this program called Serumpun, which translates into similarities that these three states share, 2 states and 1 country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brunei, Sarawak, and Sabah, by the way.
Right.
So that was how things got started with TV. And also, at the same time, I guess I was juggling everything together.
Right.
But radio was always my main thing. TV, newscasting, we did not have much of airtime then. So I remember I did a crossover from Kuala Lumpur to provide updates of what's happening in this region, in Sabah. And so basically I started reading television news about that time, early 2000s.
Oh, so around 10 years juga lah. 1999. Oh no, what? 1 year after that, right after.
Yeah,
Okay.
around 2000. So then
The producer di KL macam, ay, bagus ni orang tahu gitu kan. Well, it's good.
Gitu kah?
it happened this way.
Okay.
I was selected to MC for this international broadcast gathering here in Sabah.
Okay.
Right.
So there was a troop of delegates coming from Kuala Lumpur, and there were also those from other Asian countries. Okay, so it just so happened that when I saw the list of VVIPs for the salutation, there was a person from Korea.
Okay.
And mind you, Blackpink was not popular then.
Right.
They were not yet popular
Of
then.
course.
They were not born yet.
Yes. Didn't exist.
So I decided to get a bit creative. I mean, I love to challenge myself. I love to get creative. And I Googled up, there was no Google.
Back then. You yellow paged it. Sorry.
I don't know how I did it, but
Did some research lah.
I somehow managed to figure out a few words to say in Korean.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
In South Korean.
Okay.
Okay. It's the same, right?
Same.
Except for their policies and
Yes,
politics.
correct,
Anyway,
correct.
Yeah.
getting into the whole MC gig. So I did my presentation nicely. I said, I can't remember what I said. It must have been something like "Annyeonghaseyo" and things like that.
Right.
Okay? And they were quite impressed. And those people who selected me, they were going like, "Wow, you did your research. You set up everything nicely." And the delegates from Kuala Lumpur were like, "Hey, this guy, he belongs in Angkasa Puri."
Okay.
And that was what pulled,
history.
that magnet kind of pulled me away from my beloved place, the land below the wind.
Okay.
Wow.
The rest is history there.
Yeah.
The rest is
No, I
history.
thought it was biology. Wait, hang on. Okay, history.
History. History lah.
The rest is biology.
because you see.
I'm kidding. Come on, man.
Yeah, right after that,
Yeah.
he been hosting ataupun to TV casting ataupun not just news macam laporan-laporan tertentu juga, you know, like sports or Olympics and everything.
Yeah.
He did that juga. And I was actually that time, during the time nampak kau di TV, aku macam I'm so proud because I know this dude. He rap in my song. And the circle of our circles of friends were memang very proud of you. And so when I dapat tahu yang constant reading TV, so my mind macam mesti dia sudah pindah pergi KL. So you were based in KL that time.
Yeah, and I just want to share an interesting story. Check this out. 1 month in Kuala Lumpur, suddenly I'm approached by the sports unit, radio sports unit team.
Okay.
Okay. Her name is Ting.
Okay.
Miss Ting. She came up to me and she said, "Hey, Constantine, you just came in from Sabah, right?" Yeah. Would you happen to know anything about badminton?
Okay.
Then I was like, is this a trick question?
Okay.
And me being me, I just said, yeah, I love badminton.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Nah, kau cover ni.
Check this out. She said, okay, just to brief you guys what would happen here in Sabah then, all the coverages, the outside broadcasts, you would have to travel to places like Kudat, Kota Marudu, your hometown.
Oh yeah.
And of course other places as far as Western, okay, and of course Sarawak, Brunei, okay. When she told me in my face that, okay, fine, if you know badminton, then we're gonna assign you to cover the World Badminton Championships 2005.
Okay.
That
My
happened in 2005.
Goodness.
Yeah. So I was like,
What?
L.A. I mean, did you say L.A.? Is it Lebu Ampang or is it?
Lebu Ampang.
It wasn't Lebu Ampang.
It was Los Angeles.
It was Los Angeles. So it just blew. Yeah, it just blew my mind because
you know, it's actually big. You're gonna cover something really, really big.
Something really big, which involves badminton, which I do not have any knowledge of, except for. Yeah, I mean, I used to play badminton a bit, you know.
I know.
Fun,
yeah. I mean, you have your gate, and then you get one person outside of the gate, and you're inside of the gate, and you start, you know, hitting at the shuttle, right?
Yeah.
So
You said yes.
yeah, that's it. So I took it up as a challenge. I mean, I've already committed to the whole gig.
So they send you to LA.
Yes.
Oh wow!
A fully covered trip to Los Angeles, to be specific. It was in Anaheim, California.
Wow.
Holy
Anaheim.
cow! Wow!
Checked into the Marriott.
Oh. Wow.
Wow! At that young
goodness.
age.
Yeah, I think I was probably mid-20s, if
Yes,
I'm not
yes, yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Was
Wow.
it late 20s? Can't remember. Yeah, mid-20s.
How long were you with
Sounds
LA?
fun.
I think it was standards.
2 weeks.
See, the thing about sports is, I mean, I've already memorized it by now.
Okay.
It would be 10, 11 days.
Okay.
Coverage.
Okay.
From touching down, wrecking the place and all that. Okay. And you have 2 days allocated for you to go shopping.
Okay.
And I remember I saved a lot, and you would still have some funds allocated to get yourself gifts for friends back home, or even to pamper yourself. So,
Wow.
so it was nice.
Yeah.
And
It's not just nice. It's actually wow.
it was very nice. Not just that.
Yeah.
Because you didn't fly in economy.
You fly first class.
See, wow.
No, it wasn't
Business,
first class. It was
business.
because it was a business trip.
Yes,
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
he
it was a
makes
business
sense.
trip.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Constant. So while you're taking that challenge, so you took the challenge and you know nothing about badminton. So what did you do? So kau study terus lah, whatever you can
Of course,
study.
you quickly identify who are the main people, the highlights.
Yes.
Okay, and you have to also keep an eye open for the underdogs.
Yeah.
Okay. Then of course you have your Bahasa Malaysia presenters. Then you would monitor how they present themselves, and this is where the monkey see, monkey do game
Applies.
comes in. Applies. Okay. So
Simon Says game as well.
so a little bit of a translation, and you get a package. Then from there you top it up with some nice colorful sprinkles. Right? And you get a good product
Nice.
for you to present on radio.
I believe they were happy that time
Yeah.
after you finished that 11 days.
Of course, everybody was.
It's a live broadcast.
It was a live broadcast. We would have time slots to deliver, to come in and present about 5 to 10 minutes daily. Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Amazing.
But it was hard work. It was a lot of hard work, but that's where you develop your
skills.
Your character, to pull off a successful sports presenter nature presentation.
I wanna talk. Before we talk about music, I wanna share you guys this thing. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, I wanna share you this. Yeah. Have a listen.
I was minding my biz, sipping on my cold fist. Then I saw that Sumanda chica. She got me stuck like sticker, riding my bicycle. I thought that
Is this
so I
you?
could speak to her. Cupid told me to pick her. What? I lost along the way when I got to the town. Can't seem to find her around. Where'd you go? Where'd you went? There she is at the top of ground. I finally found what my life is lacking. We kept in touch every weekend. We played girlfriend and boyfriend. We got that ball tossing. Till that day I popped that question. We got that built fasting. Like two birds in love we nested. That's why we have it. It's so sweet like heaven. Me and her, our love is everlasting.
And that scratch, the turntable just now by Keith lah, the late Keith lah, Special K. So
you know, you sharing this song kind of brought back memories of me trying to develop the words or the lyrics for this song. I remember because the song it's called Sumanda Kota Marudu, and it's I would say a fusion between local Sumazao music and of course the
hip
hop, right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to capture something kind of Jay-Z, Lil Bow Wow a little bit, and yeah, I mean, and we got to get the wordings right. Use some local terminologies, and I mean, I thought we did great with that track.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
Ricardo?
we did great because in exchange, I was actually singing one of their tracks as well.
Yeah,
some of the hook di tengah-tengah. I think Oi Masha. I think I sing in Oi Masha.
That's right.
Yeah. So kami lang win-win lah. Okay, si Constant rap here, and then that time si Anu bring dia punya turntable. They were doing their recording.
Right.
I still remember that time. You know what? So Constant record dia telah baju that time. Yeah, dia buka baju that time.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That time you buka baju.
I wasn't fueled up on anything, was I?
Nothing. We were filled up because of artistically lah. Because that's what I want to do. Because I was helping you guys doing the Oi Masha as well, and you all guys also helping me on that.
Clean lah.
Yeah, you were clean, of course, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was good times, man. I think in 2007 we did that.
Wow.
2007. That's how long that I.
Sure, it wasn't
know.
2006.
6 or 7, I think.
I think it was 2006.
Yeah, so probably. Saya pun lupa because that time keluar the radio. I think 2006 lah. Yeah.
Because I remember
Oi Masha.
I started my television gig in 2007 in Angkasa Pudi.
So
it was
must be
before that,
2006.
2006, yeah.
Had to be.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your musical punya ni. Where do you get all this English, by the way? You are very articulate. You are so good with your words and everything. Mana kau belajar dulu? How come you being so really good? Kau from Tambunan, right? Are you from Penampang?
It's a cross between. I'm a hybrid species in between Penampang and Tuaran. So,
Okay.
Penamran, I'm not sure.
Penamran.
Penamran.
So where did you learn? Kau sekolah mana dulu last time? Where did you schooling?
Okay, as a kid, I think because my dad he was studying abroad, and he somehow managed
Specifically where?
he managed to bring the whole family to
America.
To Hawaii.
Okay.
Wow.
Honolulu, Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii.
I still remember
Wow.
we were staying in a place called Kaimuki.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walai Avenue, that's the name of the place. And I
Okay.
know a few other Sabahans who's quite familiar with that place because they stayed at the same apartment
I
as well.
see.
Wait, it's called Walai Avenue?
Well, yeah, I mean, growing up, I remember people saying Walai Avenue.
Wow.
But
I do
spelled
believe-
differently, not
yeah.
not
Not
like
walai
not
kita.
walai, not
And dusun.
not like Hamin or
Okay, okay.
Oh, okay.
But the spelling is different. But it's called Walai Avenue, and then after that, the whole stretch of that area is called Kaimuki. So Kaimuki sounds a bit not sure whether it's Hawaiian or whether it's Japanese. You know,
How long you live in Hawaii?
Okay, see, here's the thing. 4 years during my developmental stages.
Okay.
Stage.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so as a kid, you know, with that environment, you get stuck with it.
Yeah, lah.
You get what I mean?
For sure.
It's like
They're molding you.
molding you into
Shaping you until something.
and not just that, but as you grow up, like say when upon returning back to Sabah, then even your whole taste in your love interest.
Ooh.
You want to look for someone who looks kinda like
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe because that's your
Interesting.
developmental. That's during your developmental stage, right?
Okay.
So,
Right.
so even your perception of a love interest would look something
Like
like
Moana.
yeah, something like that, right?
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
the
The
grown up,
the grown up one. Bukan the budak lah.
Good description,
Pedophile
man.
nanti orang bilang. Okay.
Yeah, something like that, right? And you kind of get stuck. I mean, of course, coming back here, of course, people speak English here,
Yeah.
but perhaps with a different accent.
But I think you fell in
Kudus.
love. Kadus.
Kudus. Kudus lain. Sorry,
Kadus
guys.
dan Kudus
Kadus.
come on. So
Sorry, no.
basically, I think you fell in love with American kind of slang lah.
I wouldn't say I fell in love with it, but it's just that
Immersed with it. In it.
you're stuck with it. You're comfortable with it.
I see.
Right.
You get me?
Okay.
I mean, if you were to get me to speak with a British accent tomorrow,
Okay.
I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to pull it
Clever.
for 12, 24 hours.
It's a whole of a salata.
Yeah.
It's going to be
So
tiring.
it'll still come back, kind of like when I was based in Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
In Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur.
Okay. So I go to the office.
Right.
I gotta have a slight in between. When you're speaking English, it's fine.
Okay.
But the moment a
Kau cakap Melayu.
person speaks bahasa to you, then you Constantine, awak ni dari Sabah pula, pekat. Then you go like, okay, yeah, of course it's pekat because I am from there. So you know, so
Duh.
I can't change it. And I gotta admit, till this very day, if I was to suddenly, without any brief, okay, they tell you, hey Constantine, sorry, we forgot to inform you that you're gonna have to speak in Bahasa for this program. Oh really? You didn't brief me earlier. How am I
Okay.
supposed to
Yeah.
get into the whole acting
Okay.
gig?
Okay.
So yeah, till this very day, if you see me on television and I'm kind of forced into speaking Bahasa, I can speak Bahasa, no problem. Saya boleh cakap bah.
Boleh bah.
But the only
Okay.
problem is,
Okay.
if you want me to speak with an accent,
Okay.
it's too much work for me. So I end up messing up.
Oh, messing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you see me on television speaking kind of funny, you can
Itu
see me
last minute
trying very hard.
Okay.
Seriously.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give me an example?
It's an example of
A mess up.
example. Okay, saudara, sekarang kita, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you gotta have that Johor Riau in between, in between the A and the E. Saya. you know?
Yeah.
So how long can you maintain that? Right?
It's going to be tiring, right?
It's tiring. It's tiring. Seriously.
Lama-lama ada bah di ujung.
Yeah.
But next time,
I had that challenge during Sukma 2024, but the producers, in fact, the top guys who roped me in, they say, "Hey, it's okay, you can speak the way you are, because we want that flavor. We want the Borneo, the Peninsula, Borneo, Sabah, Sarawak, and Peninsula Malaysia, the whole mix involved in the whole presentation." So it was okay for me.
Right.
So there would be times when I tried to put on an accent, and most of the time being myself, which is cakap macam orang Sabah lah bahkan.
Terus keras.
Itulah itu. Jadi the thing is, while I was stationed in Angkasa Puri, so, like I said, I did get surprises along the way as well, where you know,
Last minute
it was supposed to be English, and next thing you know, you have to speak in Bahasa.
No.
Oh my goodness, right? So you would end up looking like a fool on television, but
Fish out of water.
so you just let it pass.
Yalah, it is what it is lah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I can't act for this long. So it was a mess up. You gotta swallow it, man.
Yalah. The first time you were called up by the TV saying that you got one show, not show lah. You're gonna be the newscaster lah. And then the first time that you got the news, how do you feel?
You know,
were you happy? Like, ako masuk TV ni, or you were nervous or what?
Okay, basically, radio was kind of similar, but the only trick for radio was easy because
no visual.
You just look at the microphone and you visualize. That no one's watching, no one's listening.
Konon lah. Everybody's listening. But FM.
But when you're on radio, then you get this whispers in your head that tells you, "Hey, there's 1 million people listening to you right now."
My goodness.
That's where you kind of cramped up, right?
Including me. I'm listening while I'm washing my car.
So for television, you have this one camera pointed at you, man. I'm serious, man. Nowadays you get 3. Okay, camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Okay, cue, you're on 2, you're on 3, whatever, right? So the thing about controlling your nerves while you're presenting the television news or any talk show is to just focus on speaking to one person.
Okay.
That camera is just one person. And of course, if you have 3 cameras, that's one person jumping from one angle to another angle.
But still the same person.
Yeah, still the same person.
Just imagining like that. Yeah.
So that's how
Interesting.
So that's how you take control of your nerves.
Okay.
Your evil nerves. So getting back to your question, whether I was happy or not happy, I was excited. I was extremely happy because all you just want to do is to make your parents happy.
Okay.
I mean, give them that benefit of going around telling people, "Hey,
anak aku,
sabi anak tu dah.
Kenapa kan ada TV?
Sabi anak itu. Macam muka saya kan." So yeah, that's what we want to give them, right?
Tapi macam muka Orlando Bloom juga. Look at that. Oh man.
So yeah, it made me so happy then. I mean, because not everyone can get on television.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not many.
So even for all the TV news presenters here in Sabah, even if you're stationed in Sabah, based in Sabah,
it's not easy.
I appreciate these people.
Yeah.
Because it's not... Okay, just grab one person from anywhere. Put him in front of in front of a camera. Will he be able to execute the task?
No.
I do not think so.
Yeah.
So it does require some skill, some acting skills, controlling your nerves, being able to read out something and make it sound conversational.
Convincing.
Yeah, convincing, engaging.
Yeah.
Not everybody can follow the teleprompter. It's so fast, man.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
How fast it is?
Well, I mean, okay.
Now sekarang boleh control. Dulu
Teleprompters, you have your, I call it the accelerator.
Okay.
teleprompter,
Right.
Where you accelerate. Okay, you step on the gear. No, it's not a gear. Yeah, it's an accelerator. The pedal, and you also now you have your other teleprompter, which is controlled by some
fidget lah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, with buttons.
Oh, okay.
Slide up, slide down. But you know how it is. Even AI make mistakes, they say. So all these little devices, these gadgets,
Pun boleh buat mistake.
yes,
Boleh laju or like that.
They or even worse, it just becomes black.
Oh my God.
Have you ever got wrong doing the newscasting on TV? Have you macam, you know,
Made mistakes.
bloopers or some mistakes or something? Have you ever
Okay.
experienced?
Okay. Being a television newscaster for many years now, you know, you've made your mistakes and you admit it and you messed up and you know you let it pass. Your superior who loves you, he hangs on to you and says, you know, hey, just make sure it doesn't happen again. Funny things happen along the way. Example, I gotta admit, okay, we have funny lingo going on here in Sabah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we have certain words which are really funny, and some funny words represent some
Different meanings.
some private parts.
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
So
Sandi juga.
there was this one time
Okay.
I was reading an item which was from an African nation.
Oh.
Okay, so it had
Goodness.
one word which kind of sounded like
Wait for it.
a bad word that we have here.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Initial T.
I can't remember what the word was, but it sounded like that, and
Okay.
I almost burst
Okay.
out. Okay, and next thing you know, I had one friend texting me, "Hey,
Kau cakap kutur ni kan?
I saw you, and you look as if you were about to explode." Exactly. See, that's the thing. That is also a skill.
Yeah, so you actually can hold it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, not just bad words. That
Many things many stuff.
many things. I'll give you another one. This was World Cup.
Okay.
Also involving African nation. During that time, Africa was hosting the whole
The venues.
World Cup.
Okay, World Cup.
Okay.
Right.
And prior to the World Cup, they were giving out free tickets.
Okay.
For people to come and fill up the
Okay.
stadium. They wanted to create some hype, some
Okay.
good vibes happening
Okay.
at the stadium.
Okay.
The punchline to the news script was, no one turned up.
What?
Free tickets and nobody turned up. I almost burst out into laughter. I had to. I'm not kidding.
But you have to say that.
Yeah, at the end of the script, I mean, the whole thing was so colorful. You know, like the stadium was decorated nicely, blah blah blah, and they were giving out free, blah 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 blah. Nobody
one turned up.
I'm serious, man. I mean, I'm not that.
Why
that
is
much
it
of a
there?
humor.
By the way.
It's part of the script. It was a script which was provided by A.K.A. Oh my goodness,
Okay.
Associated Press.
Yeah.
So yes, so it was an international news item, and it like nobody turned up.
Oh my God.
I almost yeah.
How did you handle it? Professionally.
Yeah, professionally.
Siap saja tukat saja. Wah, meletup lah.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Lots more stories, but we can save it for another
No,
time.
yeah. Let me ask you back to your music because where do you learn rap?
Okay, interesting question. Let's see. Let me try to get into the time machine and head back to.
Are you the east or the west?
Hey.
You know, I was the before the East and the West.
Ooh,
Wow.
Yeah,
Prior
yeah,
to the feud.
Yeah, that one, man.
So check this out. In the early 90s, okay, I was a teenager then. I was a
Crisscross.
I was a young black teenager. Of course, it started off with Vanilla Ice.
Oh, of course.
Because it was the rage.
Okay, MC Hammer.
Yeah, all that, right? And before that, this was not part of my generation because I was never into it. But I remember there was brass, a lot of these genres and bands and artists that my sister's generation listened to. Mine came after that, where
New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block, but it was too pretty. Then as you're a teenager, you're a bad boy.
Yeah,
and you're
you want to
looking
get
for
something nasty.
Yeah, you want to get something bad, which would represent your so-called
rebellious
identity.
inside lah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. You just you feel like screaming out
I
at
see.
that time, and you needed something.
Express it, yeah.
It wasn't rock music for me then. But I found comfort, if you may, in
Nicely put.
in hip-hop music.
Okay.
Back then, it wasn't hip-hop. It was spelled with 3 letters, and that would be R-A-P.
Yeah. Rap
right?
music.
Rap music.
Rhythm and poetry. That's what they used to call it.
Yeah.
Rhythm and poetry.
R.A.P. rap.
So I remember there was Vanilla Ice, but that was too cute. It was
Yeah.
it was like
it was too white, car, is it?
It's too white.
no, I mean
Too vanilla.
It had 2 scoops of vanilla placed on top
All right,
of
stop. Collaborating, listen.
And I discovered the other side of rap music, and that would be what would
NW.
what would represent my inner rebellious self back then. So there was first there was Public Enemy.
Oh, wow.
There was Naughty by Nature. There was
man.
NWA was a different trip, if you may, because that was a period where my dad would probably get upset at me for no reason.
The police kind of thing.
And to retaliate, you needed something to be played loudly from your room. So NWA was the right choice of playlist for me then. I somehow enjoyed listening to it.
Smart.
I learned a few vocabulary out of the whole 30 minutes.
Yep, expected as you would.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was a good time.
I see.
Nice.
It was a
So
good
you
time.
pick up the music, the rap there.
From there and lots more, because I was exploring so many different type of groups that was available back then. Like I mentioned earlier, Public Enemy. There was Kid and Play. There was Heavy D. A whole compilation of different artists, especially the ones from something. Boy, I can't remember. Tommy Boy, was it Tommy Boy Productions or something? The label which had signed Naughty by Nature.
Okay.
If we spoke about hip hop flow or rap flow, how to rap, and even lyrics, the first artist which I really tried to mimic was Stretch from Naughty by Nature.
Oh wow! Yeah. Okay.
Because his flow was just so amazing. It was it was fast, but it had some kind of flow which appealed to me.
Do you have anything in your mind now, like lyric that you remember? Can you rap now?
No, I mean, if you ask me,
not that song. Maybe any other. Maybe your own song, by the way.
Gosh.
You're being asked to freestyle.
A.K.A. Johnny Black.
If you were to ask me to freestyle, but since we're on the topic of Naughty by Nature, I just wanted to point out that it was Stretch that influenced my flow, because I remember his flow kind of went like for OPP. I'm not going to say what OPP stands for.
Okay.
But I remember his flow went like, you ever had a girl you met her on a nice hello? You ever had a girl you met her on a nice hello? But you go really fast. You know, like, you ever had a girl you met her on a nice hello? Wow. Then suddenly it becomes a rap flow, a hip hop flow. You ever had a girl you met her on a nice hello? Yeah, so coming back to radio or even television newscasting, I always somehow sit back and reflect on the things that I went through, the phases, like music. You went through music as well, and it just makes me wonder. Perhaps maybe all these little phases are the one that actually trained me to become a television newscaster. I mean,
What made you now, right?
for you
Made
to
you who you are.
for you to be able to read without stumbling on words.
Yeah.
Because all these flows and intonations
Articulations.
and articulations.
Phrases.
So yeah, I mean, I had this thought that if one day someone would ask me like, okay, mungkin Constantine boleh kongsikan apakah tips untuk memperbaiki atau
Dengarlah
melancarkan. Exactly.
Dengarlah NWA.
Mine, I gotta be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, hip hop groomed me to become a newscaster.
Well, I never thought of that as a training.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fact. For you
Listen
to
to
speak,
Busta Rhymes.
Oh my God. Fast, man.
especially for us living in Asia, Southeast Asia, where English is not a first language.
Yes.
It's a second language. So
And the reference also lambat sampai sini.
exactly. So all these like hip hop music for me then, rap music, it kind of assisted in getting that right flow, I mean, I can read fast, I can read slow, so it did help.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get it?
I get it. I do get it.
Sampai, tak sampai.
Sampai lah. Sampai sangat. So Cons, I want to ask you about your one of your young. I've seen you guys perform like for the Levi's, something like that. Was it like competitions or what? You guys are representing Sabah that time.
Okay, check this out, right?
Kinabalu Kings.
Back then, we were not known as Kinabalu Kings just yet. Kinabalu Kings came much later. Me and Keith, okay, I'll tell you the story about how the whole Levi Search 2000 happened. I just started working over radio, and I was familiarizing with all the equipments available in the studios in RTM Sabah. Excuse me.
No problem.
So, going through, we did not have proper recording setups. Right. Everything was so
old school,
analog.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Those were the days.
Right.
I mean, if you were to give me analog equipments today, I would still appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay. Because I am kind of sentimental as well when it comes to equipments. But I remember we had because this studio, it was designed specifically for broadcast.
Okay.
Playing music and talking. Okay. So you have your digital audio tape 1, digital audio tape 2, CD player 1, CD player 2.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Check this out. I wanted to record a demo because I can't remember where I saw the advertisement, but maybe it was from a Levi shop.
Okay.
And it had some promo flyer stating that we're looking for the next star.
Okay.
I can't remember what the wording was, but it was something like that.
All right.
Levi Search 2000. All that was in my head was to make some money.
All right.
Okay, you got to make the moolah.
Yes.
Because all the fame and all that, it never was my thing. I told Keith about this. I said, okay, Keith, check this out. There's this competition. Let's do it. Oh, man, sorry, man. I won't be around during that time. I'll be in KL. Really? He was in KL during that time. I mean, he was still here, but he was going to KL for holiday.
Okay.
Okay, because I remember during that time he would be making annual KL trips.
Okay. Family trips, huh?
Family trips, with his mom and family. And me, I was so stubborn. I just wanted to do it. It was a challenge. I mean, once I commit to something,
You must go for it.
You gotta go for it. So I spent nights in that studio using a. You guys do know what a DAT is, right?
Yeah.
You do?
Digital audio tape.
Yeah, it's kind of like a CD but a cassette.
Yes, I know.
Wait, a cassette that can capture CD quality.
Yeah.
Yes,
The AT, and it's actually bigger than the normal
Yeah.
cassette there.
Yeah.
It was quite
It's a tape.
small. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I mean, I remember then I was fascinated by it because it was small.
Small.
But it's a tape.
Oh.
But you can capture compact disc quality.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Okay.
With the normal cassette tape.
Okay.
So the recording was done with 2 DAT players, recorded using this, then re-record using this, and this again, and this again, and this again, until I got everything right. Because you wanted to layer your voice.
Okay.
So we had to do it.
Manually.
It was kind of digital, but still analog at the same time. It was the transition between
Yes.
right,
Analog and digital.
yeah, and there was no computer.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
I can't imagine how you guys did that.
So Keith was not around during that time for the recordings, so I had to record everything on my own. Okay, so I completed the recording for our demo, which was Special K is on the boards, not by the Kinabalu Kings. It was by the project.
Okay.
Because I spoke to Keith one day. We were in the car. I said, "So Keith, what should we call ourselves for this thing?" I don't know, man. Well, it's a project that we're working on, so why don't we just call ourselves the project?
It's a different meaning out there, though.
So, yeah, there's a different meaning,
Yeah.
right? But in my head, I was very, I was going Bronx.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm from the projects. What up?
Okay. Bronx, man.
From the slums,
Yeah, I'm from the slums, the projects. What up? So, the project, it was. So I submitted the demo, and next thing you know, I get a response telling us to come down to Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
Because we have been selected, shortlisted.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And Keith was already in KL then.
Okay.
And Keith was like, "Oh no, man, I don't think I can do it." He really did not want to do it. That's one. Number two, there's supposed to be 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sadly, Ben Ghazi, he was in hospital then.
No.
What happened?
He had a very, very bad asthma attack.
Okay.
Oh.
It was so bad. And it was so bad that we thought we were going to lose a friend. That's how bad it was.
Oh, okay.
He was on the hospital bed. You know, he was given his last rites at that time.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That bad. So, thank goodness he recovered.
Yeah.
But me and Keith at that time, the issue was for me to bring over Keith's
Tools.
really heavy turntables.
What may I ask?
Okay.
Because dia sudah sana.
He was
You're
already
here.
there.
Okay.
I'm stuck here.
Okay.
And he said, "Huh? What? You want me to bring your turntable?" "Yeah, man. Could you bring my turntables over? If you really want to do this, bring the turntable." Because that's
Yeah.
the setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The setup would be Keith, he's on the microphone rapping as well, scratching, doing his thing. And me and Ben, we would be the MCs, the rappers.
Yeah.
Ben out of the picture.
Old school style lah.
Yep. So
Old school
it's
style.
just Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff
Yes, yeah.
and the Fresh Prince.
Yeah, Fresh Prince.
Whoa.
So in the end, I managed to convince Keith after he managed to convince me to carry. I can't remember. Probably 20 kg of
Turntable.
luggage turntable.
That is heavy.
That is, man. Okay. I don't recall it having any wheels on it.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that
you have to
time.
drag it
Okay.
across the
Yeah.
airport.
It's a good thing it had those metal
So you can slide it.
protectors, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
me, one turntable, and some clothes in my bag, and I was in KL.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Simple as that.
we did the gig, it was crazy because we're gonna be headed into not an advertisement but a little revealing party right now. So we didn't expect to win this whole thing. It was a production by NTV7, Synchro Sound, and Positive Tone. At that time, Positive Tone promised the winner, the champion, a recording deal.
Wow.
Okay, so me and Keith, we were stoked.
Over the
stoked.
roof.
That's the word, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure about Keith, but because he was already there, he's on holiday. Whether he's in that holiday mode, I wouldn't know. Whether he was excited or whether he was all geared up or enthusiastic about the whole gig. I was, because I spent those nights recording tirelessly, trying to capture the perfect sound for the demo. And next thing you know, we end up there, and I can't remember if there was another heat for us to go through, which means that you got to get through one more heat, whether you're selected or not. It's a gamble. Which means my trip there with that one huge heavy turntable
Would have been for nothing.
yeah, would have been for nothing. But fortunately, this beautiful model, I believe, her name was Zalia. She was the host for MTV Asia then. Okay, right after that gig, she came up to me and she said, "Hey, congratulations, guys! You guys made it." So you know, I mean, I felt like giving her a little peck on the lip, but that wouldn't be appropriate. So instead, I gave that.
We don't know.
I gave that to Keith instead. But it wouldn't be on his lip. It would be on his cheeks. Yeah.
All right.
We didn't know that too. Yeah. All right. Okay.
So anyway, we were happy. We were excited. You know, starstruck a little bit because hey, you know what? This
Going to the final.
This could be it, man. We are gonna be famous.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
Recording labels,
something
and
like
stuff.
that, right?
Wow. Okay.
So we went through the whole phase of winning it. We took the group category, which I felt was quite sad because there were so many other bands that were very talented. They were really
Very
good. Whereas me and Keith, we just had a turntable and 2 microphones. These guys were complete setup. Okay, some were playing at that time. Grunge music was in, so you can hear some Pearl Jam sounding bands. There were
Nirvana
some,
and stuff.
Yeah, some jazz fusion type of bands as well. Those type of setting. So me and Keith, we have always been into the Beastie Boys, which kind of gave us that Beastie Boy kind of sound for Special Case on the boards.
Mike D.
Okay? Yeah, because back in '94, me and Keith and Benghazi, we were so into the Ill Communications album. It
That's
had
a good album.
Oldie but goodie.
it had that very raw New York Bronx sound, using live drums for beats and live instruments as loops. So it's very raw. We were always into that raw sound. I mean, we never like
Synthesizer.
Preset.
I mean clean sounds, you know. So that's why, like, most of our recordings, it would always sound raw and dirty and rough and you know, sometimes we end up sitting down and go like, I like this sound, but we are expected to give a clean sound. So what are we gonna do? And sadly, till this very day, we never had an album because we're still arguing about that.
That's too bad.
And also, we were too busy living hip hop, and we never took time to document everything. Anyway,
Too bad.
so
Would've
getting
loved to
back
see
to that little revealing part that I mentioned earlier on, Positive Tone, we were so close to securing that recording deal. I'm not sure whether we've told you about this before. No? Okay, so Synchro Sound, Positive Tone. At that time, of course, we won the whole competition, group, overall, category, Levi's Search 2000. So next step would be to sign a recording deal. But before that came the contract to have our face utilized as the face of Levi's during that time. So I remember we got paid 3,000, not just for winning, but also another 3,000 for that advertisement.
Wow.
Okay, it's not that much back then.
Yeah.
Compared to now. Now it's probably more. So what made me really happy was I saw my face in Brunei while I was doing that documentary shoot that I mentioned earlier on, Serumpun. So I end up in Brunei, go like, hey,
That's me on
that's
Levi's.
me, man. In that Levi's shop. But of course, I wasn't dressed hip hop. I was dressed like some
model.
reporter. You know, I mean, while I was going out, because I was there for a documentary shoot instead of looking hip hop. So that made me proud. It felt like some sort of achievement. Achievement, right? So so that was that, and I did get myself my first car, which was an old Jeep, which I adored so much, but I had to let go of it after it started giving me white hairs. So getting back to the recording deal, at that point, nobody knows about this. I mean, not saying that we deserve it or we're privileged to have it, but Too Fat suddenly came into the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Positive Tone, recording deal for us. This is what I was told then. I can't remember who told us, but it was a selection between Too Fat and us, the project then, because we won the Levi Search 2000. We just won the competition. We only had one song. Too Fat came in with their producer people and all that. They already had the
full
whole album ready for recording.
Oh, man.
So, for those of you guys who are listening in right now, the history of Sabah Hip-Hop, that's the real story. It was in between Too Fat and the project then. Special K, Nuki D, and Johnny Black.
Whoa.
So that's the story. I mean, even I'm getting goosebumps right now. But things didn't happen the way it went, how it's supposed to. But no regrets till this very day, because
you still can be proud of it, man.
Because for me during that time, even till now, I mean, just 2 weeks ago we lost Special K. And looking back, even though we did not get it, for me it was the friendship that the journey of that friendship, the experience, where it got us today. Back then we were only in our early 20s, and now I'm headed towards becoming a BMW 5 Series.
Well, you're not there yet.
we are coming to the end of our shows, but I followed you for ever sejak kenal kau. I've been following you, so I do remember one of the postings that I saw. Suddenly you were hitting by this illness or this kind of we call it stroke. So saya terkejut because I saw a video of Constant walking not really in a straight way. He was like macam dia sakit. So I was like, si Constant ni buat lawak kali ni. Maybe
buat lawak kali tu.
Yeah, I was actually terketawa lah because dia buat he's mocking somebody ni. But then I look at the posting and everything, I was like, no man, dia sakit ni. I think he got stroke. So I did contact him, but at the time I don't know whether sampai ataupun tidak. But tell us, because you are healthy now.
Right.
Yeah. So you got stroke, right?
Okay.
You're a stroke survivor. Can you share your journey about that one before we end the session? Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
You see, I still have some minor leftovers, I call it, left for me to fix. But in 2022, see, this is where the whole Chinese belief comes in.
Okay.
2022, I was 44. So in Chinese, the 44
No good.
represent the no go. No go.
Thai,
Right.
Right. For Thai, Thai 2 times.
Thai 2 time. Okay, so anyway, jokes aside, 2022, I had a sudden stroke attack.
2022.
2022, year 2022,
Okay.
which was what? Almost 3 years
3 years
now?
ago, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this happened after a few days after I was emceeing for the state level Kamatan celebrations. Okay, it was quite stressful, but I wouldn't say that would be the trigger. And I can't even mention what I believe was the trigger was. But let's just focus on talking about the stroke. I was bedridden. Okay, for 3 months. I couldn't walk. I couldn't speak properly.
Right.
And people with stroke, you would have that left side of me
Drooping down.
drooping down. You know,
Yeah.
you go, oh, yes, oh my goodness, I don't know what. It was that bad.
Oh my goodness.
Believe it or not.
I believe
Okay.
you.
It was so bad.
Was it like rapidly ataupun like slowly atau macam mana? You wake up in the morning, you suddenly like that, or
Oh no. Okay. I did my normal routine. Sent my wife to work. Came back, made a pit stop for coffee. Head back home. Checked up on my kid. Was getting ready to head out.
this happened in Sabah?
in Sabah.
Okay.
At home. I was
Okay.
at home when it happened, and I was on the dining table. Just having a slurp out of a soup that I just tapao back home. Next thing you know, check this out. I had a very sharp pain in my head, which is quite similar to that of a migraine
Okay.
times 1,000.
My goodness, that's
Oh
painful.
man.
It was.
Not even a word to describe it.
Exactly.
Migraine
So-
pun sudah gila.
So I started. I was like, what the heck is happening here, right? So I tried to stand up. Next thing you know, I end up losing control of my left hand side.
Okay.
man.
Okay, my arms, my legs, and it's a good thing I had my right arm hanging onto the table. So I managed to position myself nicely on a chair. And my mother was there, and I tried to call a few people. I didn't want to scare my wife about it, so I tried to contact other people first to assist me to get me to the hospital. Cut to the chase, my wife managed to come back. We got an ambulance, and I ended up in the hospital, and I was told that I had a mild stroke.
Mild stroke.
It was very bad, yeah. Mild stroke, but if you ask me whether it was mild or what, a stroke is a stroke, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to stay in the hospital for a few days, I think, because day one they were still trying to bring down my blood pressure. It just didn't stop going up. I could have been a dead man.
Like coming to 200 probably the blood
Yeah, it was
pressure?
200.
Over, I think,
Over
man.
200, exactly.
Oh, my
It was that bad.
Wow.
So I can't remember all the details, the fine details. Everything was a blur. But in the end, I got myself out of the hospital, discharged with all the briefings and doctors puzzled why a 40-plus-year-old man suddenly has a mild stroke attack. And went back home. You can't do nothing much but try to fix yourself fast, and you get whispers in between. Whispers. Habis lah ko constant, kinila ko selamanya. Begitu ba?
What?
No, you get whispers like that. It's
my.
you. It's I don't know what. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then after that, one morning, I just snapped out of it and I said, "Hey, you know what? This is not gonna happen to me. So I'm gonna pick myself up." So I, slowly climbed up the stairs, and a lot of things happen. You fall down, you pick yourself up, things like that. You're like a baby again.
So your
Yeah,
half,
get back
your
up
half
again.
side are actually
Yes.
okay. So the way you speak is well mumbling.
I was mumbling. I mean, you have that challenge of having your left part of the mouth or lip not functioning. So imagine, that happening to you. It's ridiculous. And I had at that time, my kid was probably not even a year yet. So basically, when my wife goes to work, I'm with the baby. So this is where things got interesting. I was observing my kid who was learning how to walk. And I was learning how to get back to walking as well. So, so I looked at the whole formula of, okay, she's tiptoeing. She's tiptoeing, okay, she's walking, she's grabbing onto something. And these little things, were my recipe to getting myself starting
back
up
on track.
again. Back on track, exactly. So,
wow.
It's ridiculous, right?
Getting back again.
Yeah.
Literally baby steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, looking
learning
at my
from the
kid.
baby. Yeah.
So that's why sometimes I feel that I mean, not sometimes, but all the time I feel that my kid is kind of like a savior, an angel that comes into your life during the right time.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I can see your eyes are getting a bit watery right now.
I know.
You're getting
I'm emotional.
So, Cons, did you recover well? I mean, no. I mean, you said a little bit more to fix or what, but
yeah. It's
especially the speaking and the left side. Can you feel it now?
Okay, my left side is good right now because you see, I guess I would be the right person to describe this whole experience. You see, a doctor would probably have a different way of explaining it because they have the scientific or medical terminologies for it. But for me, it feels as if imagine. Your whole left side, your legs, your arm, your body, you have these muscles and nerves. Imagine it to be one straight line. And suddenly, with the stroke happening to you, it ends up getting tangled up. It becomes like some form of spring. Okay, that goes around and around. Your job is to pull it back into that straight line. So that's how it feels.
Right.
And every time since 2022, it has been slowly turning, twisting into that right, correct position. Something happens, like say, my finger starts working, my ear starts opening up, because I'm telling you, my perfect ear, which is the left ear, the ear that I used to produce music, the ear that I used to throw my voice out when I'm doing announcing, it was messed up since 2022.
Okay.
I can hear like some tunnel effect, muffled effect.
Oh, right.
Okay, muffled effect. That's the one. So it's still there, but it's way better than how it was in 2022. So I do have some slight side effect stuck, but I'm very positive because I can feel, and you yourself, you're the one who's experiencing it. No physiotherapist can tell you. They can tell you like, okay, this is what you do to get this done. This is what you do to get this done. Okay, fine. But you can't listen to the next person telling you, hey, kau pergi jogging saja ba? Okay, to, you can't force it. It's not something you can force. Because if you jog and you end up positioning that foot in that wrong step, then you're gonna end up ruining your chances of fixing it properly, because the whole aim is to get back to normal. Right. So that's the challenge that I went through back then. And
so you went to therapy. So are you on medications as well right now?
Okay. See, for me, the medication would be to control your blood pressure, your cholesterol level. Okay, those are the medications. But the real recovery ingredient would have to come from yourself, man. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
I'm sharing this for those of you guys who have friends or family who's got this little condition, this challenge, this curveball thrown at you. You gotta be there for that friend, the family, at all times.
I see.
Don't see that person as a burden. I mean,
disabilities or what?
Exactly. I mean, I did have some friends like teasing, jokingly saying, "Oh no, we have a friend who's right now disabled." Right.
So you can fuck the Okoyu.
Okay. No. I mean, I still can't park at the OKU spot because I don't have the sticker.
Okay.
And I didn't apply for it. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think let's give it to those who
Yeah,
deserve it
who really
more.
need it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So my point is, never give up, man. Because the moment you give up on yourself, it's seriously sad. You know.
Yeah.
Constant. The wonderful journey.
Amazing,
Banyak,
man.
banyak boleh cerita sebenarnya. But yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I just want to say, I mean, it's a wonderful, journey knowing you. Daripada, we're back in the studio, and then from Sabah FM now, and then Tracks FM, you making really, really good that time, and then pergi TV lagi apa semua, seeing you in TV. I'm so proud to be your friend and knowing your journey, and also bila kau cerita pasal the story about you getting a stroke and
it's crazy.
how you survive and become like normal now, and especially your core business actually speaking, I mean talking and hosting and stuff, menggunakan bercakap dan sebagainya. Bagi aku sangat-sangat aku respect. Thank you for your time, man, to with us, the A.A.C. American Corner Sabah and Kinabalu podcast.
Thank you for having me, man. All right.
From me,
You want to rap?
I don't know how to rap, man. I
Are you
listen to
sure?
music.
You always do it every year. I mean, you're wrapping up a present, right?
That's a rap with a W
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
it, man,
Yeah,
in front of it. I walked in today without expecting anything, man.
Right,
I was like, okay, this is a TV personality. I saw it on TV once. Or a few times. I did not know you were DJ on my favorite radio station,
Tracks FM.
Oh,
huh?
she's DJ.
I know.
DJ Constant, man.
I know. I was like, hey, sounds familiar. And then you mentioned Tracks FM. I was like, oh, sheep. Yeah.
sheep. You can say sheep here. Yeah.
And definitely appreciate it. To know and finally understand where hip hop came from.
Right.
In Sabah.
Right. Yeah.
You guys like in the midst of it.
It's crazy.
Which is
huh?
amazing. Amazing.
Yeah,
man.
tell me, give some advice lah. Kita pun mau give and take juga sama orang kita punya
Betul,
listeners,
betul.
right? Give some advice to people who wanting to pursue in hosting or in TV or radio.
Or any job that requires like really nice voice skills.
Like your voice.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you talking about people with the voice or people without the voice? I mean,
Both, I guess.
Both with the talent that wanting to pursue lah, wanting to pursue to the line.
When I first started, I mean, of course, maybe I was already fortunate enough to be blessed with a voice, but say if you have the passion, less voice, you can always develop it. Okay, because if you take a listen to even for younger stations like Hits FM, all right, there's the high pitch, there's the low pitch. In the 70s, people went like, you are listening to this broadcast. Okay. Then after that, you come
Those
to the
typical
90s. Yeah. In the 90s, you get going like, you get a radio announcers going like, hey, you are listening to this radio show right now. It's amazing because we got a few selections headed your way, including some grunge music by Nirvana, the likes of Nirvana, and it goes on.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Then today, okay, there's a different setting. Check this out. You have your younger station like Hits,
Yeah.
where you go like, Hai semua, apa khabar semua? Okay,
Sorry.
you have that. I'm serious. I'm laying down everything for everyone who's listening in right now.
Yeah.
Apa semua? Apa kabar semua? The high pitch.
The Kendrick Lamar punya lah. Okay.
Because the high pitch is to cater to the younger demographics.
I see.
Right.
That's true.
Soon in the future, those announcers from that station will be moved up to Mix FM, and those are from Mix FM goes to example where I was before as well, Light FM. Okay, so
You were in Light as well.
I was with FM, but
I know. I heard.
But I just thought that it was too early for me to enter Light, but because of the voice, they needed someone who has a good representation of Light, so maybe that voice was perfect for it. But for me, whether you have a deep voice or whether you have a high-pitched voice, you can play with it. It's called acting. Okay, so answering your question, how to be successful with it, how to make it happen. It requires just a little bit of a skill, and that would be acting. You watch a lot of movies. You're into Netflix. You're into this and that. Every time observe, practice.
Try to copy as well.
Exactly, the whole copycat game. Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Easy to remember, right?
So,
good stuff.
Good sharing. It's about 1 hour and 20 minutes, man.
Yeah, it's a whole masterclass.
Oh, yeah, man. Whole masterclass. Thank you. It's a privilege to have you here because some orang probably doesn't really see, I don't know, but mungkin masing-masing lah. But for me, saya sangat bangga because he was an ex-DJ of Light FM, Trax FM, TV presenter. He's seen it in TV. It's a big thing. So
insane, man.
Yeah. Hopefully this episode will fly juga, so people get to know how your journey as well. How you cope with your stroke, your illness juga.
Yeah.
Right. I guess to wind things up from all that I've shared here today would be hopefully these little words would inspire. Like what you said, people who want to get into the business, who wants to be part of the whole chaos of media, broadcasting, podcasting, you name it.
Whole shebang.
Right? Yeah. And also, this whole interview is also kind of like, since it's kind of like getting me writing down a resume or a profile in the format of audio to each and every one of you.
Yeah.
I guess the next step for me would probably be, hopefully in future, we can develop something solid, something concrete for our state, okay? Where till this very day, we do not have, I'd say, a platform, a real, true platform, which maybe back in the day we would call it a television station.
Okay.
But in today's setting, since we were talking about real-time broadcasting, podcasting, and who knows, this would trigger something in the days to come.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully something nice will come.
Yeah. So, I guess it's important for all of us to be patriotic, continue on being patriotic, like how things were back in the day where we go. It's not about being Kanagrian or anything like that. It's just about you being proud of where you're from and what you hope your place would accomplish and be like. We want this place to be a safe place for our children, a place where they can develop themselves and be successful.
Undi no Johnny Black.
Undi no.
Thank you very much, Johnny Black, A.K.A. Constantine, Anthony. Thank you for your time. Untuk kamu yang mau belajar macam mana jadi Constant, boleh buat di kelas kamu, di masa kelas kamu di sini di AGC ataupun American Corner Sabah ni.
Yes, sir.
So to do so, podcast ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh American Corner Sabah by the US Embassy KL in collaboration with Sabah State Library Tanjung Aru.
At American Corner Sabah, we are bridging cultures between Sabah and the United States, fostering education, sustainability, and a shared future in a safe and welcoming space. It is a corner where diverse cultures come together, knowledge expands, and communities unite to create a greener and connected world. So, whether you're looking to learn, collaborate, or simply explore, this is the place where everyone is welcome.
To know more, of course, bolehlah follow kami di ac.sabah on Instagram and TikTok, and American Corner Sabah on Facebook dan juga YouTube. Saya Richado.
Saya Kenny.
Dan saya Constantine Anthony.
Kami dari AC ataupun American Corner Sabah Podcast dan juga Kinabalu Podcast. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, Bella, ciao.
When it comes to Vicky Gucci, you can call me a pro. Got the skills of Donkey Kong and Super Mario. When I connect to the net, I get down to do some proud shit. Take a little time on the side, that I arouse it. Crazy core J, never late, always up the top. When I rock the mic, I'm like a rap producer, roll for I'm smart. The skills I'm never ever caught. Keeping the pitch that you hear is coming from a heart. Twisting the arm, the one and only call a Nuki.